I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television. Can Candace Owens force Brigitte Macron to undergo DNA or physical testing? The burden of proof is on Brigitte Macron as the plaintiff. She is going to have to show that Candace's claims that she is a transgendered woman, that they are false and they were made with actual malice. But does that mean she could be forced to undergo DNA testing or a physical exam? I think Candace is going to have to meet a very high burden. Usually courts do not want to force plaintiffs into testing, especially DNA testing, which is very intrusive. Now, Brigitte Macron, in proving her claims, she could possibly volunteer this information. But there is a case that I remember, and you all may remember also, where something similar happened. Do you remember the Paula Jones versus Bill Clinton case? And Paula Jones claimed that Bill Clinton had a very distinctive physical characteristic. And Bill Clinton was required to undergo a physical exam. So that is an example where the plaintiff forced the defendant to undergo an exam. Now, in this case, it would be the defendant forcing the plaintiff. But I can see how it would be relevant. And I think Candace would have a good argument. But I think what the court would weigh is how intrusive is this, and whether there's other reliable evidence that could be used to prove that she is a woman without having to undergo this testing. And the burden is always on the plaintiff. So technically, Candace doesn't have to prove anything. And it's up to Brigitte Macron to prove her claim. I have had cases in Georgia where I practice law where my client's physical condition were in question, and the courts have required my client to undergo a physical exam. So it's a pretty strict standard. Obviously, Macron would be able to object to having to undergo such a physical exam, but it's possible. But I don't know. I'm not convinced that a court would require this. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think a court would force Macron to do it? And do you think it's something that's necessary if she has other proof that she is in fact a biological female?